All right, so now that we have Photoshop open, what we want to do first is to go right here to our fill adjustment layers. Should be a little bit of a blast from the past for there. And we're going to go solid color. So now it's possible, if you have a newer version, it might be down here now, but we just want solid color. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you a code that you can use. We're going to go 1F400C. Should be kind of like a dark green, and we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And then now that we have those assets downloaded, unzipped, we can go right up here to File, and we're going to go Place Linked. So we want that. Let's start with the can of soda. So we're going to go right here, and we are looking for the Fanta add folder, and then we want the lemon Fanta. So we're going to go ahead and place that. We should get something like this. We can make it a little bit bigger, or that might be just fine the way that it is. Go ahead and hit return. And then the first thing we're going to have to do is we need to get rid of this white background. But before we can do that, we need to get rid of the link. So we're going to go right click on the text of that layer, and we're going to go right down here to, yours might be down near the bottom, but we're going to go rasterize layer. That link is gone now, and then we should be able to go ahead and use our magic wand tool. So if I right click on this tool right here, I should see the magic wand right there. Click once in the white background, and then go ahead and hit the backspace or delete button. Then we can hit Command D, and that did get rid of some of that. So if you have this issue on your Mac, I don't know if I had that issue before, maybe I did, but if you get this issue right here where it's taking off part of the top of the can because that color is so close, we can zoom in, and then we can try to use our quick selection tool, and then by holding Option or Alt on your keyboard, we are going to try to push this back out and hope that it does not go beyond this perimeter border of the can. So right there, that looks pretty good for me. I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out. Now I'm going to hit the backspace button and get rid of that. And then I'm going to hit Command D to deselect. And now I've got this happening. Okay, so I'm getting this little border, this white border right here too. So I'm going to just try to use my rectangular marquee tool and then just select that. I don't know why it's being a little bit annoying when it comes to that, but should hopefully not be anything too crazy to where we can't fix the issue. So now we should have just a can of soda. From here, we are going to go ahead and start to erase that. Or not erase, we're going to go from here, we're going to start to cut out our slices of the can of soda. So one thing that I will say, when you go, if you look at this example right here, this little corner right here, I wish I would have went a little bit deeper in that curve. So we're going to use our pen tool, so just keep that in mind. But So one thing we can do is maybe we want to kind of rotate it a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too big, so we can kind of make our can a little bit smaller. And then we're going to use our pen tool. So if you hit the letter P on the keyboard, it should take you to this tool right here. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to make a curve. So from this, we might have maybe something like this. Don't forget, you can hold the Alt or Option key on your keyboard to kind of adjust your handles. The command will also adjust your anchor points and select those. Once you have it where you want it, we are going to go ahead and finish that off. The other thing that we want to make sure too is that we are on path and not shape. So if you are on shape, undo that and do it as a path first. Then our shortcut in order to make this a selection is we're going to go Command Return. And then from here we are going to go Shift Command J. And that should give us a layer via cut. So now if I were to move this, it is on its own layer and by itself. Then we want to highlight this bottom layer, and we want to kind of do that same thing. So now we are going to go with the pen tool again, and this is the one that I kind of felt like I should have had a bigger curve to for that slice of fruit. Once you kind of have this the way that you want it, kind of finish it off, Command Return, make that into a selection, make sure you're highlighted on that layer, or go Shift Command J again, and then we can move this layer to the bottom. We can go ahead and label these, so we can say top, middle, and bottom. And then let's go ahead and start with the bottom layer. We can do Command T, and we can start to rearrange this and start to get some sort of composition kind of going with this. So again, if we kind of look at got something like this, so maybe it's kind of tilted up, so maybe not flat on the ground. We've got something like that. And then when you have it where you want, you can hit Return, and then we want to go ahead and go to the middle one and hit Command T. Make sure. Okay, so we're on this, we're going to go Command T, and then if we kind of look at our reference, okay, maybe that one's kind of a little bit like that. Maybe we've kind of got this over here, and we get that where we want it. Then we kind of select our top one, and then we can hit Command T. We can kind of see that we've got like a little slice of that going the opposite way, maybe something like this. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but you kind of get the idea. So now we kind of have our can sliced in 3 different sections. And from there, we will kind of start to work on go ahead and import your, so from here we can go File, Place Linked, and then we can go ahead and do our lemon the images. That's what the name is. So we're going to place that, and we should get something like this. So another instance where we need to get rid of our white background. So we need to right click on the text. We want to rasterize that layer, and then we are going to go back to our magic wand tool, select once in the background, make sure it looks pretty good, and we're going to go ahead and hit the delete button. Now from here, we still got that text right there, so we can always, it looks like there's a little dot right here, so we can get in there if we go back to our rectangle tool, and we can just kind of make that selection. As long as we're not selecting any of the lemon slice, we should be good to go. Now we can hit Command T, and we can start to rearrange this. Maybe we want to kind of make this a little bit smaller, so it's kind of fitting in here. If we hit return and we move this layer down below, then we can kind of get a better idea. Then hit Command T, we can kind of get a better idea of how it's working. We can zoom in too. And we're going to try to get this. If you hold Command, you can grab this corner and kind of adjust that. If you hold Shift, you can kind of smush it down. You can also hold Command for like a little bit more of a perspective. So we're getting kind of something like this, and then we can just make a copy. So hit Command J, make a copy of that layer, and then now with our move tool, move this up, and then we need it over here. So we hit Command T. Maybe this perspective will work good to where we don't have to do too much adjustments of that. Again, we can hold Command, kind of move this around, get this up in areas that we need it up, try to get it down in other areas. Right here, if you notice, that little, the white area might be a little bit hard to get to, so if I right click on this, I go warp, maybe I can push this up just a little bit to where I can see a little bit more of that rind, the peel. And then it's a little bit off right here, so then maybe I zoom in a little bit further so I have a little bit more control. Maybe kind of grab that. Now if you notice, some of this is extending beyond the can a little bit, so I might even just use my polygonal lasso tool and just try to kind of clean that up a little bit. And then just kind of delete that. I hope that that's not too bad. If we come back out, kind of give it a decent look. Does it seem okay? If you need to, once you have it where you want it, you should be okay, but just something to kind of keep in mind. got something kind of like that, and then we can kind of continue on. I think we'll kind of do some more with the background after this.